right, welcome back to the newest episode of Spitball and Podcast, Sports Podcast. I'm your host, John, with my good friend Scott and co-host. What's up, Scott?
What's up, man?
Nothing. I want to break a little bit here of news for people. The Yankees just lost. The Yankees lost in not extra innings, right? Was it in the top of the 10th? In the 10th, yes. They lose 4-2 to the Guardians. It's 1-1 the series, and they're headed to Cleveland for tomorrow.
The Guardians?
What's that?
Should they be crushing the Guardians? Should they have swept them or no?
No. It's just Aaron Judge is struck out 7 times in 2 games. All of a sudden, he can't hit, and if he can't hit, they're going to lose. They're going to. It's just.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He's their main guy.
He struck out 4 times today and 3 times the night before. So it's weird. I don't know what has happened. All of a sudden, he can't hit. That's strangest thing. It's weird, very strange, but. They should still beat the Guardians. They should still beat the Guardians, but I just think
that makes you a little nervous.
Listen, once again, Scott, in baseball, you got to make contact. You want to hit the. I don't mean get. You just got to make contact. It can't be. You can't do that. You can't strike out. You can't. You got runners in first and second.
Balls or whatever.
You got to hit the ball. Yeah, even if you ground it out and move the guy to third, the Yankees are. They're falling in that trap again. I don't know what it is.
Did it look like he was just trying for the fucking home run shot, or
he looks confused. He's swinging like during the whole thing. He would walk, and he would never swing at bad. He would never chase.
Now wait a second. This is during the run up through the home runs.
Yeah. Okay. He wouldn't chase bad pitches, no matter how much he would. But here I don't know why. Maybe he's feeling. I don't know. Because it's a big deal now. The 62 is done. That's over with. Now you're at 0, and it's got a.
Did he have reoccurring slumps during the season?
Not really. No.
He was pretty steady.
Yeah.
Hope he doesn't get in his own head, man. That could screw you up.
Because this is where you become a legend, right? I mean, playoffs is where you're a legend. The regular season doesn't do much. Playoffs in every sport.
What you call it?
What's that?
Derek Jeter, what's his name? Is it Mr. November or Mr.
They call him Mr. November, yeah. But that's where you become in every sport. You know that. Every one of them. And if you're a guy that never makes the playoffs, thank you, Robin. If you're a guy that never makes the playoffs, like Mike Trout has never made them, but he's one of the greatest players in baseball.
I've heard that guy's name all the time. He's never made the playoffs?
No.
He's old too, right? He's been around for a while.
Got to be in his 30s, yeah, by now, wouldn't you? Yeah, bet you. But I mean, like,
that's really remarkable.
In a lot of ways, the Maple Leafs are a similar thing. If you
how many teams in baseball make the playoffs?
What is it, Rob? What is it? 6? You got 3 division winners and 3 wild cards, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's really odd that guy would be so good and never make the fucking playoffs. That's crazy to me.
Hey, Chris.
Hey, Chris, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Jerry's here talking about, how about those Sabres? Yeah, they're 1-0, Jerry. They're 1-0. The Sabres beat Ottawa.
Yes, sir.
They're very good. I can't start. I think
I'm not a hockey guy, but I will follow Sabres because I like that they're their whole team anyway. But they're almost like they're finally getting their feet underneath them and they're starting to ascend. The way teams, the way when you're a shit team, and as long as you have good owner and coaching and all that in place.
They don't. That's their problem. I don't think they have a good
starting to.
I don't think they have a good owner.
You don't like Renato? You don't like him?
No, I don't like the owner because.
Oh well, what are you? Well, because he thinks he's playing fantasy hockey.
He spends $2 million on a bench in Miami to bring down to Miami a fucking air conditioned bench. $2 million to bring it down there. He might as well put that in the net because they won't pay no one $2 million to play goal.
Hey, he's got $2 million. Really?
No. They get back.
I don't follow their money stuff, so I don't know what the deal is with them as far as that stuff goes. But we don't have to get into all that right now.
No, we're going to talk to Mike. Hopefully, I'll be bringing Mike in so we can.
Is he going to be coming in soon?
I asked him if he wants to come in Friday.
Oh, yeah. We haven't had anybody on in a while. What about Zig? We should see what's up with Zig.
You know what we got to do with Zig? Unfortunately, he's doing that NFL Network stuff on Fridays. So we'd actually have to go on with him Monday or Tuesday. We'd have to,
yeah. But that's okay. Yeah, but still, if we could get something in, it'd be nice to talk to him.
It'd be very nice.
Inside info he's maybe got on some stuff. There's a lot of interesting stuff happening in the NFL right
now.
A lot of shit is going on right now.
Yeah, so why don't we start? Why don't we just go right into the NFL?
What lovely topic would you like to start with, John?
Yeah. Jeez, there's so much,
A lot
guys.
of juicy ones.
Yeah, I mean, the Bears last night. I know you wanted to say something about. I mean, obviously, we knew both teams are terrible, but we knew. I don't think the Commanders think they're terrible. I think the Bears know they're bad. I believe they don't. They know. How wouldn't you know? They moved Khalil Mack on. They moved Allen Robinson on. I think Robert Quinn will go to somebody who's trying to win. They kind of were in between a rock and a hard place because they had no. I mean, they had no really room. They brought in a center from Green Bay. They didn't really do much in free agency, but next year is 120 million they'll have to their available.
I wonder if they reached out and tried any trades in the offseason. With any guys that are coming up on final year of their contract or anything like that. I mean, you're never going to know unless it gets put out in the atmosphere. But
yeah, so I mean, I just
it's really the only thing they could have done.
Yeah,
was trade for somebody.
I think they made that trade for Mack and they got draft picks back for him. I don't know. I think all that needs to happen is, and this is what I want as a Bears fan. I was just telling you before the show. I've watched Justin Fields every play since he started at Ohio State all the way till now. I haven't missed a
lot of people can say that. That's pretty impressive, dude.
Oh yeah, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I know, and I know how you are about football, so I know that you've watched every single play.
I watched every second. I've never missed a play that this guy has done since Ohio State. And we talked about it. Last night, he brings them down the field again to win the game. If that's in Ohio State, Olave goes up and catches the ball. It's dramatic. They win. Now the whole different narrative is being talked about nationally.
Now you got somebody's like practice squad wide out, right? For them. I mean, they're bad, dude.
No, they're bad.
I mean, I feel bad for him.
See,
I do.
You knew.
We did discuss this before, but we'll discuss it now. I did not know that Justin Fields is a bit of an actor because I told John, obviously, in our conversation that I feel really horrible for Justin Fields. He was getting killed last night, and he was getting killed. But he was, after every set, he was getting up off the ground, and I was like, this dude's going to go cash. I had my bet on him for his over 42 yards. I'm like, this dude's going to be done before halftime. It's like I for sure thought when he went down to one knee, I'm like, he's done.
Yeah.
Like they're going to drag him out.
Sometimes
I didn't know he was a crisis actor, and he's just out there after every play. He's like, "Oh God!"
Sometimes he'll lay motionless, and then he pops up. Oh, yes, yeah, and it doesn't even. I don't even care because
dude's fading and being knocked out.
Yeah, he'll just see Mo just lay on his face, for a second, and then they'll go and pick him up.
I'm sure it's like he's pissed off or whatever. And
I think that's what it is, and I think what is funny is he's learning how to deal with it, and they were talking about that last week, how he went to go see, I don't know if it's sports psychiatry or what it was, to teach him how to breathe so he doesn't get so upset.
I heard a breathing story, and I didn't know who the hell they were talking about. I thought they were talking about Carson Wentz.
Because I don't think he's not used to losing. He's not used to not having those balls caught.
So he's getting himself real upset, probably, sure.
Yeah, I could tell how he was acting in the press conferences. It was starting to get bad. He said some stuff in one of them, and I think probably
how frustrated that fucking kid is.
Oh, I know what he said about the fans. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he meant it.
Well, sure, they're probably. Oh, Chicago can be tough, dude. They're probably all over him.
I think though they're up. The thing is, they want.
Why? You could tell the dude's trying.
I don't think it's that bad. I don't think the fans are. I haven't noticed. Like all I can see is on Twitter, and where people are, and they don't seem to be calling.
I don't see anybody blaming him.
Yeah,
but I see nothing but empathy for him.
The team can't be. You can't blame anyone there. It's bad. What needs to happen?
Situation they're all in.
They need to win 4 games. They need to have a top 5 pick, and then next year they'll be in the spot where Jacksonville is this year. You know what I mean? Where I'll be like, oh, look at this. Okay, now
things are starting to click and come together. And
they're not there. They're in a bad place because they refuse to. And this isn't on Justin Fields at all. I don't care about it. They never should have allowed Ryan Pace to draft. How many times have I said this? To draft another quarterback. He drafted Trubisky. Yes. Why let him draft?
I don't understand that. Why did they even allow that, dude?
They should have fired him.
How do they let the old regime set up the new? Like, I don't think I've ever heard of that happening before.
Well, because they fired him, and they should have fired him that year before. There was no reason to keep him and Nagy around. and they let. I don't know what they expected was going to happen. It was bizarre. And anyways, he looks so much better this year than he did last year under Nagy. It's not even funny. There was a game against the Browns.
He flashes brilliance all the time.
He's got
God, that kid can be so good.
He's got a good arm, right? All of his throws are strong. He's big. He runs.
He's great with his legs. He's obviously at 88 yards last night. I mean, he reminds me a little bit. I mean,
he could be.
He reminds me almost like a Kyler Murray, Lamar Jackson mix. He doesn't rely on it as much. He does probably now more because of his wideouts. I'm sure that's why he's running. I mean, dude, if you can't count on your guys to catch the ball, of course you're going to tuck it and go. I saw plenty of opportunities where he didn't take opportunities. He threw the ball last night. That was one thing I was impressed with. There were so many times where I was like, he is wide open to run, and he didn't. And he threw the ball. And it was caught, but sometimes it wasn't. But I'm like, oh, why didn't he fucking run? He's got the shot, and he doesn't always run for it, which is was he a runner in college?
A little bit, yeah. He ran some, not like crazy though. Not crazy.
Like he's trying to not be like that as much, and maybe more like a 50-50 type deal and throw the ball.
But he threw a lot in college though, and at Ohio State, he had Olave.
He of course.
And he had Garrett Wilson, and Jigba. He had everything you could want, and he threw a lot. I mean, and he was dominant. I mean, he had 6 touchdowns in one game. You know, but anyways, throwing, but. Now I think I don't know. The throw the touchdown was incredible. He got buried. That was a perfect throw. Throws that he made, those outs and all that. He's good. I think the ceiling is as high as it can be, and I'm hoping the low is Jalen Hurts. Maybe he's Jalen Hurts. Maybe he's Mahomes Allen. I don't know, but I don't think it's as bad as people are. If they win that game last night, right on that last second, if you catch it, they win. He was doing the same thing against Minnesota, and number 17 fumbled. I don't even know his name, and I know everyone. I don't know who number 17 is. Do you know his name? It's a guy from Minnesota. He's got a hyphenated name. You see what I'm saying? It would be such a different.
Right.
Marset Smith. It would be such. We wouldn't have this conversation. I don't know. I don't think we would.
I won't remember that name in like 10 minutes.
I know. You shouldn't be in the league. Let's see, Dominic. Hey guys, Atlanta pitchers are strike. Yo, what's the score? Dominic, what's the score? I can't see. Tell me what the score of that Braves game is. Yeah, because the Braves, by the way, have lost to going back to that real fast. They're playing the Phillies, and that's a 1-1 series. The Astros, by the way, real fast, Scott, you'll love this.
No, go ahead. I heard a little bit about the ropes today, but I didn't listen to it.
They were on the ropes game 1, and man, they came all the way back, walk-off home run. That team's really good. That team is awfully good, the Astros.
Yeah.
And the Padres beat the Dodgers. That's 1-1. That'll be tonight. And it looks like the Braves will be losing 6-0. Wow. Phillies.
I heard them talking about the Astros this morning. I didn't catch all. They were just they were just fawning all over them.
Yeah.
So they played a great game last night, obviously.
Yeah. They're just them and the Dodgers. But all the Padres are playing well too. All right, back to football.
What the fuck did they cheat for, by the way?
The Padres?
Because they have most of the no, Houston, right?
Yeah, Houston, right.
Cheaters? So they have most of, and I know we're getting off topic, but I have this question real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they? They had most of these players when they got accused of cheating. Correct?
There's a few that are gone, but
why did they? What did they? How did they cheat? What did they do?
Well, part of it was they were somehow, some way, they were picking up the signals from the catcher, and they were using a garbage can and to hit it.
Oh, okay. I didn't hear that. They were smacking the can so many times for okay.
And shit like that. And then they said that there's some weird conspiracy. I don't know if they actually had the one time Jose Altuve looked like he had something on, like a microphone. I don't know what the fuck it was. You can see it. He hits a walk-off against the Yankees, and when they go, back then they were ripping people's shirts off in his net. He wouldn't let them. He kept on going like this. He wouldn't do it, and it was weird. He said it was because his wife didn't want it to happen.
He was wearing a fucking wire.
He might have been. I don't know.
Oh, I got to dig into that at another point. Okay.
Yeah, check it out.
Now I'm interested. I got to go look that up when we're done.
Dan Snyder. I couldn't believe
shit.
Al Michaels said a lot last night. I was shocked what he said in the fourth quarter about Snyder, saying that he should sell the team. He really,
he should have been forced to sell it. Something's going on, dude.
He said he's got dirt.
He
on
said
everything.
he hired, supposedly he denied it, but this came from reputable sources. This was like an ESPN type deal and stuff. Said he told someone, I don't know if it was another owner or something like that, that he hired PIs and he's got dirt on Goodell and like 6 other owners. And if they come after him, he's going to blow the NFL right up.
Wow.
I don't know what that means, but is that why they haven't forced him to sell that team yet? Because they said everybody hates him.
Yeah, I
All the
read
owners
that.
hate him.
Even Jerry Jones, you can see it.
Yeah. That's surprising. He turned on Jerry Jones too. Says he's got shit on Jerry Jones.
Oh, I'm sure he does. Well, Jerry Jones,
But I'm
we
sorry,
know
when you're that kind of a person, you are like you're like the scum on the bottom of a pile of shit that scum shit. How about that? I can't even go any lower. I mean, how much lower? When you're that guy that every person you get around like that, when you're that high profile and that rich, that you're just gathering intel all the time. Because that's something you do all the time. You don't just do it here and there. You're always gathering when you're around those people looking for something to use against them. Sorry. I hate people like that, dude.
In 2009,
I know people that are like that, not millionaires, but people that are manipulators and that are like that. Piece of shit.
In 2009, he settled a $1.6 million lawsuit with a former employee. He asked her for sex several times and tried removing her clothes on his plane and shit like that. So that's part of his legacy.
Didn't they have camera? Didn't somebody get caught and he was sharing the images of the camera that was put in the cheerleaders' dressing room, and then he was he was emailing the images around or something like that?
I think so.
Dude, he had a shit pipe burst at the stadium.
Yeah, they're bad.
They're blowing shit all over their fans.
Yeah.
Dude, that played that.
Yeah.
Something is wrong if he is not. I'm telling you, he's got to have something on people. Why would Goodell not make him sell that team?
Yeah. Yeah, because I know,
dude, those are some really horrible allegations that have been made. Well, they were proven true.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what the deal is with him. Supposedly it's in his wife's name, but that's bullshit. That's what he had to sign the team over, I believe, into his wife's name.
Yeah, something like
after the cheerleader deal. And then he gets caught last year that he's charging more and he's giving the other owners less money for events and things like that. Like how that when I saw that and I'm like, that makes sense now if he's got something on people. Why would they not immediately push him out when they found that out?
Yeah, because they had
to have investigated and found it all out by now.
Yeah, they said Mel Michaels said they have a meeting this week of the owners coming up, and that's not even on the agenda. So that's weird. The Dan Snyder thing. Yeah, that's what Michaels said last night.
Dude,
$6.4 billion.
Somebody got some 15-year-old girl pregnant.
Well,
I mean, seriously, dude, that's the weird shit. Rich people are fucking weird.
If Snyder knows that stuff, you would hope he would let it out. If there's things like that going on, criminal.
Dude, rich people are weird.
Yeah. Oh, I know.
They're weird. Seriously.
They
do
bored?
Things other people we wouldn't do because they think they can get away with everything.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
And they're usually nerdy dudes who never had girlfriends growing up. They're weird fucking
guys.
Yeah.
Sticking with
bones in basements, inflatables, and mannequins all through their homes. Yeah. Weird shit, man.
Speaking of this isn't weird.
Sorry, I went on
no, that's okay. No, speaking of Washington, though, Ron Rivera.
Yeah.
What, Robin? Where's the quote? Did you give it?
I'm going to tell you why I got a problem. Well,
let me read. The quote was.
I'll tell you why I got a problem with Ron Rivera.
What did he do? He was asked why the Commodores were 1-4 in his third season compared with the other teams in the division, which are all at least 4-1. And Rivera answered, quarterback.
Of course, because that's what it is.
And he later apologized.
I'm very surprised. First off, I was surprised he did that because he's usually not that guy.
Yeah.
But you know what he did? Maybe he didn't think before he spoke, and he was pissed off, and he knows it's his quarterback. And the honest words just fell out of his mouth at the moment. Right? He probably regretted it as soon as he said it. But I believe he went on after that. So for him to act the way he did last night, swearing and saying fuck, I mean,
well, it's bad. He's with Snyder. Dude, the whole thing is bad.
He's trying to put it on the media. Dude, you created this with your own words. So when you're saying, oh, he's hearing about it every day, yeah, because of what you said, man. Because everybody's talking about what you just said. You spoke the truth. People are frustrated with Carson Wentz. I think if he's let go, and he's probably going to be from Washington after this season, I don't think anybody else is going to pick him up unless he's a backup.
Right.
He's fucking terrible, dude.
I know he is. He's bad.
But he did lay a hit on Roquan Smith last night. Woo!
He did. Who did that to?
Boy, did he light him up, huh?
Someone did that to.
On him. I was like, dude, a quarterback making a hit. I'm always good on that.
Someone did that to Lance Briggs. I can't remember who the quarterback was because it was funny on Twitter.
Well,
Lance
plus, he's
Briggs,
not a small. Wentz is not.
No, he's not small.
Brady. Wentz is a big dude.
He's big.
He's like a Josh Allen big dude.
Yeah, he's huge. Boy, at one point, remember how good he was? I mean, that 1 year before he gets hurt, boy, he looked like MVP like in that with the Eagles.
I don't know what
that injury.
Yeah, but you know what, man? But I do remember back then he was that same guy. He was that guy that was constantly taking chances when he didn't have to.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
And I'll tell you what, the only reason they the reason they went and won that bowl that year is because of Foles, because I don't think he would have won it.
You're probably right.
Foles. I don't think he would have won it, dude. He makes too many mistakes. He does. He really does. He makes
bullshit.
Wentz is that guy. Wentz is like Jake Plummer.
Yeah.
Running, constantly just trying to make something happen, and it's just
we got a Dominic says Ron Rivera always had to be pulled in the back room to get ignited to do your job. Go back to 2015, a year before the Panthers went to Super Bowl 50. Jerry Richardson had to light up Rivera. Well, that's interesting. That's an interesting.
That's what I'm saying. That's why when he said the way he acted the other day, it's odd. I've never seen him act like that.
I think
like this.
I think the pressure's on, probably. I think the Dan Snyder stuff is a bad look for him. I think the whole thing is just.
Could you imagine having to play on that fucking team right now? Pardon my language. Just say that for too much. Hey, seriously, could you imagine being a player on that team? It's got to be a horrible environment to try to play in. All that shit going on all the time.
Yeah.
All the distractions. How do you even focus? Now, players have said that it's an issue.
Right.
Alex Smith said it. Alex Smith said the distractions there are a lot on people, on players.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, it's a bad spot. It's a whole bad thing over there. The team is, I do like their running back, though. I think the guy from Alabama is pretty good. Robinson, the one who got shot.
They got great player. Terry McLaurin is phenomenal.
Terry
McLaurin is phenomenal. And that dude's talent's just getting wasted right now. And I hate to see that.
Ohio State guy. Maybe he'll match. Maybe next year he reunites with Fields.
Then he just re-signed. He just re-upped with Washington, I believe.
Did he really?
In the offseason, yeah. He was one of the guys that was demanding a contract.
So Ron Rivera, though, again, I don't know why people would want to coach. This is just my opinion. In the NFL today, the way the NFL is played, the way the NFL is, I don't know why you'd want a coach that was a linebacker on the 85 Bears. At this point, they're past their prime. I think they're past their prime. It's time. You want the younger guy. You don't want that guy no more. I mean, those days are done. It was great before. They work at a different way.
If they're not progressing with the times with their defenses, then yeah, of course. I mean, if they're sticking with their old ways, then that's not going to work. Is that the type of guy Ron Rivera is? He's an old school type dude.
All these guys are. Look at them all. All of these older guys that are. I'm trying to think of one.
Belichick.
Yeah, Belichick. I mean, I guess Andy Reid is probably the best coach right now in football.
Did you see that commercial?
Yes.
I laughed my ass
off. That is a good one.
I love Andy Reid.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That was one of the funnier commercials. I don't usually laugh at a lot of those ones are stupid, but dude, if you haven't seen that State Farm commercial,
that is a good one.
Look it up on YouTube. It's pretty funny.
Why don't we take a break right now? But when we come back, we got to talk about roughing the passer calls, stuff like that. So let's take our break. Let me find the breaks. Where are my breaks? Come on, where's my break? Oh, there we go. Here we go. We'll be back in a minute.
Digits 988 can save a life. If you or someone you know is having thoughts of suicide or experiencing a mental health or substance use crisis, 988 provides connection to free confidential support. There is hope. The Lifeline works. For 24/7 confidential support, just call, text, or chat 988.
All right, welcome back to Spitballing. I'm John. That's Scott. Let me before we went to break, we were going to start to talk about those horrible calls. I put a little thing together of some of them. So let's watch and just watch these terrible calls.
Carr is hit from behind. First down. Let's watch. Yeah, Houston, obviously he meant
I don't know, man.
that ball's out clearly.
He put his weight on him. That's probably why that one got called.
That can't be called.
You don't think so?
No, what can he do? I mean, he's gonna
Well, he
put his
put
weight
all
on.
of his weight, but I could see why they would call that one. But this one was ridiculous, dude. Totally changed the game.
This
Totally
was the Tua
changed the
effect.
game. Yeah, the Tua effect.
I think it was because it was the same way he got
I
swung
believe
around. And the NFL always overcompensate.
Sure.
And that's
Jerome
what
Boger's to him. He's been getting nailed all week, man. He's got to be. Look at him. Wants to lose his mind. I would too.
And that's one of the best. That's one of the best referees we have. That Booger, or whatever the fuck his name is.
Boger.
Yeah, might as well be Booger because
Yes, it did look a little. It looked a little bit like he tried to swing him. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Well,
watch.
I
Watch
understand.
right there, the swing right
Well, yeah,
there.
no, yeah, that's what
When you
happened.
do
I
that,
don't.
they're gonna call. I could see why he would call it. I mean, I don't like that he called it, but ooh, I want to watch that again. That's a hit. I didn't see that. I don't remember that one. You know what it was? Josh actually talked about that on a show this past week, and he had said that there was some questionable hits by that dude during the game. I don't know. I wasn't really watching every hit, but I don't think that should have been flagged.
That was clean. That was huge. That was 2
That
minutes.
was
left in the
huge,
game.
but I don't think that should have been called. I think he might have been basing that on Josh complaining earlier. Josh said that he had. I'm not sticking up for him because that shouldn't have been a penalty. Honestly, I don't think it was.
I think he might have. I think he might have sold it. I think if you notice,
I think he had already been complaining it because there was a couple questionable ones where I thought he should have gotten a call earlier. Maybe they felt to make it up to him. Maybe, when these guys start getting popular. Pieces of the league, they start getting calls. I've seen it happen to me 1,000 times. So if Josh is going to get it, I'll take it. But I will.
I think Allen just kind of sold it, which is what you got to do. You see what he did with his head? I mean, he kind of sold it. He kind
of threw a tantrum for a second on the ground, like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I don't know what that was going on. But the head thing is where I think he, with the way he did it.
Yeah, I was wondering, and I thought that's why he got the call too, was because of the way that, you know what I mean? The way face to face almost.
Yeah, it hit him here. But he did a good job of selling. That's what you got to do.
Yeah. Absolutely, man. They're also actors.
Anyways.
As Justin Fields is he's an Emmy winner, that guy.
Yeah, no, you just got to know what
he had me fooled. I thought he was going to get taken off on a stretcher last night the way he was acting.
I have said it since I seen him. I say it all the time. Robin's probably get sick of it. I think he's going to retire. I don't think he's coming out for the next series. I think he's contemplating.
I know we're back on the Bears again, but dude, when he went down to one knee, I'm like, oh my God, he's going to ruin my fucking prop bet.
No, he's just thinking.
Which the offense he's thinking.
But that's too much. I had some other clips, and it's too bad I couldn't use them because I don't know what happened. But anyways, it was from 1978. It was NFL Today. The opening. I love that opening. Every play. Now this is wrong. They showed when Turkey Jones. He pretty much does like a Russian gut wrench soup, and he puts Bradshaw on his head. They show a guy get stepped on. Another guy
like potato sacks the dude.
He actually does like a German suplex and puts him right on top of his head. Then there's some crazy face mask.
What happened? You had the footage, and now you could. It's
not there anymore? I had it, and then it was on Facebook, and it was on Twitter. And then when I went to go get it, it was totally different than what I saw. And I searched all over for it, but I couldn't get it. But I guess, all right, so there's 1978. The only good play in that whole montage was Peyton going over the top. That was the only thing that wasn't a penalty. Now, I mean, people would go to jail for what happened in those games.
Oh, I'm sure, dude. I've seen some bad shit happen.
So, okay, so we're there. We don't want to be there. but I don't want to be where we are now. That's just terrible. Those calls are ridiculous.
I mean, you're
can't
almost
be.
getting flag football at some point with these quarterbacks.
I would, you know what? I think I'd be able to take maybe when you get to a certain radius, everyone just stops and they hug them like they do in the preseason, or they do in remember the Pro Bowl, how that used to be.
Yeah.
The Pro Bowl, you're not allowed to blitz. So I mean, I don't know what you're going to do, but that's bad, and I cannot wait.
That's worse.
I cannot wait for one of those.
The worst part about it, John, is it's not like it's like the third play of the game.
Oh, I know they're big plays.
End of these games, and it's honestly it's deciding games now.
Yeah, hold on.
100% deciding games. There's no doubt. It decided the Buffalo-Baltimore game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Kind of.
It decided kind of
Atlanta game. Yeah.
It's definitely decided Atlanta because Atlanta was rolling, dude.
Yeah.
I think Atlanta was going to win. I bet Atlanta. Remember, I told you
Yep.
Atlanta. I picked them last week. And what was the other one?
The other one. What was the other one?
Recently.
We just
Was there
watched
just
it.
another one that happened?
Hold on.
Shit. Oh,
The
that one
Raiders
there.
and Chiefs. There was
Yeah.
a fumble that he recovered. He recovered the fumble. When I'm watching the game, I'm thinking, "Wow, what a play! He sacked him and recovered his own fumble." That's a good play. That's good. That's foot. I don't know what you want them to do. It's a violent sport. I don't know what people want.
The car one I could see because I understand because that's the way he's going. What do you want him to do? But he should have maybe tried to, I guess, maybe turn himself to because he grabbed him and they said if you put your full weight on a guy, which is if you watch that dude, he put his full weight on him.
Yeah,
right?
he was
right on top of him.
Here, watch.
That's-
Had him full speed. Look, he's going around the edge. Bang! That's it.
First down.
Here he goes. He's going fast. It's not like he just. There you go. And he's trying to get away. That's the other thing.
Maybe they have to learn to come in and swing. I'm just saying that because of if they don't want to get a penalty. I don't know what else to tell them.
If he grabbed him around the waist and swung him, it'd have been a penalty.
That's one of those ones that could go 50-50. Some refs might not call that. Some refs will. Just because it's on that threshold and all the shit with Tua, like you said, the Tua effect.
But if for some reason, if whoever that was Jones, if he comes around and just now, he's trying to get away. Remember this. It isn't.
He was going pretty fast too.
But I mean, Carr is trying to escape still. He's still. So he's got to bring him down. They're not blowing the whistle. They're not saying, "Oh, it's over." Because if he breaks free, it's going to be a great play by the quarterback. This league is bullshit because, when you go back to the time Derrick Henry punched the Bills player in the head, when what's his name punches the guy in the head for the Rams, Allen, when the other guy I watched the other day stiff arms him in the face and basically punching him in the face, there's no call. Those are those should be penalties. Those are much violent than what we just saw.
Those are pretty violent, yeah.
But nothing. This league's messed up. It's a messed up league. And what's going to be great? And
if you start picking in Parson, you won't even have a sport anymore.
What's going to be great, Scott, for everyone is when that play, one of those three plays, happens in a playoff game, and it costs someone a win.
Well, it happens all the time. Every year, playoff games get cost by bullshit penalties. I mean, how many times has the Patriots gotten penalties that were bullshit? Tom Brady was there. Those had to have decided games. I mean, swings momentum. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then Brady steps up and fucking throws a dime to like Wes Welker or something back then and shit. Seriously, he would get calls all the time that everybody's like, "Come on, dude," because they say Brady's one of the biggest crybabies in all football to the refs.
He said it.
I heard him say today. Josh said he doesn't even talk to the refs. He said they're here to do their job. I'm not gonna try to coax them on how they do their job.
I thought he did the other day. I thought he did against the Ravens.
He coached them pretty goddamn good, didn't he?
Yeah.
But I guess he's not there buttering them up and talk. He doesn't talk to them during the game and shit like some of the quarterbacks. Like, dude, I remember watching a football game. Tom Brady's the quarterback. And I watched the ref smack him on the ass when he ran away.
I remember that, yeah.
What is that all about?
Yeah.
When you see something like that, you're like, those dudes are on the same fucking team.
Well, Brady
get that vibe from it.
Why did they get something?
You just want to touch Brady's butt? I mean, like, why did he have to do that?
Yeah,
that was a bad look, dude.
Yeah, they shouldn't be doing
it. They are to each other. It's a bad
look.
Yeah,
you don't want to do it.
There's favoritism involved there all day long. I would.
Yeah, no. Well, Brady had something. I wonder what the question was. Damn it, I forget. But he made a comment. They were asking him. Something happened where maybe it was Tampa. I don't know who got screwed on a call, but the question was to him about that, and he said something like, you know what? All I do is go complain to the referees. He said, that's all you do. You just go yell at them and complain to the referees.
And then they'll call it.
Pretty much is what he said. Yeah, that's what he said. If you say it enough, I don't know. I just don't know. You got big quarterbacks now too. It isn't like, look at Allen. Look at even Fields last
6'7".
Yeah, and look at these guys.
Like a fucking middle linebacker.
245, 250.
Yeah, honestly,
250.
he looks like a defensive end.
So you either are going to have to do this. Remember when the in the grasp thing used to be a big deal? Remember they would do the in the grasp.
Yeah. Oh, dude,
they might have to go
crazy, man.
They might need to go back to that, because if you're going to call penalties on that, then
I was thinking about that that's funny you say that. I was just thinking about that the other day. I'm like, what? They did away with the in the grass bullshit, and they might as well do it with the penalties they're calling.
I know, because
what's the difference? Because you're seriously costing games. Like they're literally having a direct effect. I saw players going off on Twitter. They were going ballistic, just saying this is bullshit. These guys are costing people games,
costing people money. Better watch it. A lot of betting. DraftKings
costing them. If it's a division rival, dude, you could be costing them down the road in the playoffs.
And you're costing
cost so many different things. Just so many.
They're costing me and you money, and the imbecile, me and you on DraftKings, that is the sponsor of that league.
I am sorry, people, if you don't, like I've said before.
Yeah,
no. Last year, the NFL this year, I think is costing everybody.
Yeah.
We go on runs because it's been so weird. Like it was the weirdest offseason ever, and it's been the weirdest season ever. Other than the Chiefs and the Bills, everything else is like in flux. Like what has happened to them? Yes.
Either you're back. You're freezing up. Let me see if you are now. Yeah, like pixelating or whatever. And your voice. I just want to let you know. We could.
I'll go on to my other internet. Let me see if it works.
All right. You know, the internet is something, Robin.
It is.
Isn't it something?
It sucks. Even the one I pay for. I'm literally right next to my router.
Yeah. He froze up on us.
Did he?
Yeah. Froze up.
Am I
what
back?
Do? You're back. You're back in business. Let's have Robin's question.
Home network. Sorry.
That's all right. Robin, what's your question of the day? Hold on. Let me, I gotta go ahead before you go ahead.
What team do you guys think is the biggest disappointment so far to this point?
Biggest disappointment so far. Well, the entire AFC West, I guess, except the Chiefs. I think Scott's froze. You still there, buddy? Yeah, I think we lost him. I think we lost him, Robin. He'll be back. I think he might be working on it. He froze. I think. Who do you think?
Dude, am I back on?
You are. I can hear you now, but you got you're froze.
Oh my God, this internet! I don't know what to do. I'm back. It says my
signal's
signal's strong. Okay, hold on.
Who do you think is the biggest disappointment, Robin?
Oh gosh. I would say the team that I expected the most out of, and I know a lot of it has to do with injury, but I would say probably the Chargers.
The Chargers.
I had pretty high expectations for them, and they're just not.
They're the one team, the Chargers. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what you think, Scott. Biggest disappointment. I mean, the whole AFC West is so bad. Go ahead, Scott.
Honestly, my biggest disappointment. I was kind of right there with I'm right there with Robin, but I got one that's just a little bit higher at Denver.
I know.
Denver's got to be the biggest disappointment of the year. Gotta be.
I'm so sick of them being on prime time.
Yeah, they're on TV a lot.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if the NFL flex that next game, but they say they can't flex anything until like the 9th week.
Till later, yeah, because that. Yeah, that just then they're another one.
The viewer ratings are going to go right in the fucking toilet.
Why aren't these teams kicking field goals and extra points? I don't know what they're up to, but it don't make sense.
Because everybody's going with analytics. Go for it, right?
And what is it? Look, I got my question. What is NFL? I don't even know what it is.
It's the odds, the percentages based on all other factors from past plays and past in statistics, they just go with what would be the best. What is the usual? What would be the best outcome based on? Yeah, it
makes my head explode because if you
works
don't,
a lot, dude. Honestly, it works more often than it doesn't.
I don't. Well, I don't know if it works, man. When all the time, when you score a touchdown, kick the extra point, and take the lead with 2 minutes left. Don't
Honestly,
play games.
It's things like when you're on the opposing team's 40-yard line. Would you go for it on 4th down, 4th and 5?
Yes.
It's almost as good as a punt, right?
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
Analytics will tell them to take chances like that. Some towards the goal line are a little bit different. Those guys, I don't know. Some go with their gut, some go with the analytics on those plays. But
that's some of the dumbest shit.
More often than that, look at the guy. Look at what it's done for offenses. I mean, McCoy uses it. Who else does? I believe the Rams use it.
All I'm saying is though, if you have a chance to take the lead and you're under 2 minutes, kick the friggin' extra point. You're insane.
That's different. When did that happen? Last night?
The Ravens did it. Who the hell were they playing when they did it? Buffalo. They just did it
on 4th down. Well, I don't know. I don't think that was I don't know that he's a big analytics guy. I think that was just a trust Lamar play.
That was the dumbest thing I ever seen. Just kick the field goal, and then there was.
I think because they just assumed that the way their defense was playing, Josh was going to go right down the field and probably score a touchdown.
That's outrageous.
Honestly, if I got into his head, I believe that's why they felt that Buffalo's not going to kick a field goal. They're going to go down and score a touchdown. If we don't score a touchdown, we're going to lose.
Wow. Well, you lost anyways.
I think that's why. I think that's what he thought.
But think about no wonder why Marcus Peters was mad because. Anyways, sure. you still were putting it on the defense. So
right. You showed you had no trust in your defense.
That's bad.
That's what got that guy more pissed off is that he had no faith in the defense. Which
I don't know why they played decently in the first half. They held the Bills to 10 points. I mean, they played well.
Right in the first half, but in the second half they were getting dominated. So
but that happens. But you still
played. But everybody's got a bad day, and they were having a bad second half.
I would much rather
trust your defense. Well, I'm sure maybe if you showed your defense, you trusted them.
I will tell you this.
That might lift them up a little bit, give them a little bit more.
Look at this. Look what happened there. If the defense did something, we just watched the play. They sacked them. If that's not called roughing the passer.
Sure, that changes everything.
Yeah, so what I'm saying, the defense it's really foolish. I don't
know why he made that call. Well, I'm sure he's kicking himself. I mean,
football. See, this is what gets me mad about some analytics. Baseball was the beginner of it. Hockey's doing it, and I don't know if basketball really does, but I know the NFL is. It's like trying to justify yourself. It doesn't have to be like this big chemical. Like I need to go in a lab and figure out kick a field goal, extra point. I know that if I'm on the 35 of the other team, it's probably smart for me to go for it on 4th or on the 40, and I don't have a field goal kicker because sometimes you got a good field goal kicker, you'll kick the field goal.
Sure, well, of course.
From the 40. I mean, it's just like, doesn't it feel like that sometimes? It's just like I don't care what you do.
They're trying to. I think sometimes they're making those calls because it's a trendy thing to do.
It's got to be. There's been more though. The other day, I think the Raiders did it.
Maybe a lot of just depending on analytics, man. I don't know. Well, Josh McDaniels, I don't know that he's an analytics guy.
But the Raiders did it.
But I don't know. I don't know how much guys depend on it.
Remember, there was the one. It was the Raiders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the hell they did. They either didn't kick an extra point. They tried to go for 2. It was the dumbest thing I ever seen. At the end, it blows my mind, man. And you deserve to lose. And I'm so happy when they lose. You have no idea. When the Ravens lost, I couldn't have been happier. When they do stupid shit, when the Raiders, I love when the coaches just get bare. I like it. They deserve every bit of it, and then they cry.
So, hey, I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm going off a little topic here, but
sure.
We're speaking of similar teams making stupid calls. So, Denver, Russell Wilson, you think he's hurt?
They said he is, right? What'd they say is right?
An injection in his shoulders or something, but do you think they're just using that as a bullshit excuse? His throws were pretty off, but then again, he was kind of trending like that in Seattle as well. So,
I know.
What are you giving me shit for? Sorry,
he just doesn't look. He doesn't look right to me. He looks. I don't know. There's something about him.
1 second, brother.
Yeah, no problem. There's something about Russell Wilson, Robin. He doesn't look right.
Yeah.
Don't you think? something since there was a point in Seattle where all of a sudden he just looks. He's not elusive anymore.
Right.
He doesn't seem to be fast. You know what I mean? I just there's something happened with Seattle with him.
Yeah, he lost something.
There's something, and I think he just cashed in with Denver.
Right.
And then that's it. He just looks terrible. He looks so. Oh, Don says no, he doesn't.
He looks like he's just smoked, dude.
Yeah, no, he looks.
Seriously.
He looks. And it started in Seattle, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and now he cashed in
He had a
big
bad
time.
season his last season in Seattle. He didn't have the greatest, but didn't know it seemed like it was. You didn't know if it was because of the infighting with the coach, because there was obviously a rift there.
He
There
looks.
had been a rift there for a couple of years.
He just looks slow. He doesn't have the same elusive.
He looks like I feel bad for Denver for paying all that money for a guy who's probably gonna. You might have to draft somebody.
You're gonna have to. They will. This guy's not. He's not
gonna have a choice.
He's not the same. He's not the same guy. He's just
He's
not.
not gonna last that contract. That's for sure. What's he got? Like a 5 or 6 year contract with Denver?
I think so. He'll never
Yeah,
make
I think
it.
it's like 6 years. He ain't making it. I'll be surprised he makes 2. If he keeps playing like this, he ain't gonna make 1.
I
wonder how much is guaranteed on his contract.
I know, Don. I know you know what he was doing. You know how it looks, Don. I mean, he just looks. There's a slowness about him. Everything just doesn't look good. It doesn't.
He doesn't
he
look
looks
like
weird.
and he looks like
He reminds me of Roethlisberger towards the end. Like there's no
slow, like lumbering kind of.
Yeah. And he
used to
can't.
run.
He can't be that way.
He used to be pretty elusive and pretty
Very.
quick, and he was kind of like a Josh Allen. He was able to. I remember, man, in his heyday, he was awesome.
Yep.
And now I don't know. Did he get a lot of injuries? He got knee injuries at all?
He might have. I think
He
there
got
was.
hurt. I
Some,
don't remember what he injured though.
I know there was a lot of rib injuries with him. I remember in the past. I
was just wondering if any knee injuries because he just doesn't look the same.
You don't look right.
I mean, I didn't watch a lot of Seattle last year either, so
Yeah,
but
something.
remembering their win and loss record, I don't remember. I remember everybody wanted him out of Dodge.
There was something else I was going to. Oh, here, I got a question for you. Cooper Rush beats the Eagles. He'll be 6-0 as a starting quarterback.
Yep.
Do they go back to Dak or do they keep?
Probably not.
You don't think so?
I ride the hot hand, man.
Right.
I don't think that. I think they're going to go back to Dak because I think public pressure is going to force it. It's already starting.
Yeah.
It's already starting. You
Yeah.
know, Jerry Jones is saying some weird shit, talking about spinning the ball. I don't know what he's talking about.
Right. Yeah. I know. Yeah.
I mean, honestly, I think Jerry's doing what you're supposed to, which is, and I'm sure Dak's, dude, it's his team. He's supposed to. I'd be like, listen, dude.
Oh, yeah,
let's
you
make sure you are as healthy as you can possibly be before you come back.
Cooper
Make
Rush.
sure- take the extra time with your hand if you need it, which most of us would. I don't care what they're, what's available to them. They're still a human being. It takes a while to heal from shit and having a surgery and stuff like that. This letting Cooper Rush play another week until he loses isn't going to hurt him.
No,
But I don't know what Dak's probably got the mentality he wants to be back on the field. So I don't know. We'll see how that works out. It doesn't. Jerry's so.
Like if Cooper Rush, here's the thing. I wonder if there's some variables. Like what if Cooper Rush throws for 250, a couple touchdowns? Like he has a good quarterback game. Not just there. It'll be interesting. I love it. And I like
if they win,
yeah,
he's gonna be the starter, dude.
Yeah, they beat the Eagles. Holy cow.
What about Bailey Zappi?
Oh, the guy. Yeah.
Similar situation, right?
Yeah.
Mac's got a high ankle sprain, so that's what, about 5-6 weeks usually, isn't
He's
it?
gone for a little while. Yeah,
He's
definitely.
gonna be gone for a while. They're playing games with the media. I don't know why he's acting like an asshole. Just be honest. I hate that. I hate Belichick. I don't hate him because of the Bills. I just hate him because he's just an asshole. Well,
Yeah.
seriously, dude. That's the most dishonest injury report in the NFL is the fucking New England.
Ever. Yeah.
Day to day.
Everyone's back.
Yeah. When's he coming back? Day to day. Well, how's his ankle? Day to day. I mean, and then just the way he is.
It's too much. It's
like I said, I'm sorry. It was the player, not the coach. He still sucks. He's a great defensive coach, but he's not an offensive coach. And he's paying the price for his ego right now, and I'm glad.
Yeah, he's getting what he deserves.
I wish you'd sit down and know your role as a backup and lose admirably.
Right.
But he's playing good. I don't know who this guy is. Bailey Zappi. Where'd he come from, John?
Western, like Western Kentucky or something like that.
Oh, we said that last week, didn't you? You told me that already.
I think so. And he was like he's unbelievable. And not was it Western Kentucky? Robin, look it up. Look up Zach. Look up and see.
I looked it up. I think it is Western Kentucky. I believe we talked about it the last show. But he's
Just
impressive,
double
dude. Hey, he
Yeah.
won.
I know he's playing. Yeah, I know.
Dude,
I like him.
sorry. I'm sorry. I don't care who your starting quarterback is. Well, I do care who yours. Well, let me rephrase that because I can't say that because it's like Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
guys like that. But if you're like the middle of the road, mid-tier quarterback right now, as far as they're playing right now, if you're hurt and your backup comes in and is hot, why do you not play the hot hand? He's hot, dude. Like Cooper Rush. He's won multiple games. He fucking looks great.
Yeah,
If they're winning that way, why do you want to risk losing, not making it to the playoffs? Because Dak comes in and what? What's gonna be worse if Dak comes back in and shits the bed?
yeah, that's
They're
worse.
they just re-signed him. Fans are gonna call for it. Oh, dude, it's gonna cause more chaos than you want. It's
Right.
gonna cause way more chaos than you want, man.
Don says leave him in. Don says leave in Cooper Rush. Dominic tells us Bill is the grumpy old man, dependent too much on Brady, and is getting a taste of medicine of what it's like
Oh,
to
I
have to
love it.
rebuild.
100% what that dude just said. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm glad because he's gonna show he was the coach that he was in Cleveland.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
sucked.
Yeah.
Seriously. I mean,
No.
don't get me wrong. He's a good coach. Obviously, he wouldn't be a coach this long if it wasn't for Tom Brady, I'm sure. But it was more Brady than it was him. And
And
I'm
it
glad
was-
that he is getting this taste of his own medicine because everybody thought he was going to be this guru that was going to turn Mac Jones into a
That-
superstar.
That's
Everybody
the
said
pro-
Mac Jones is here. This is a ceiling. And guess what? They were right. That's a ceiling. You can still win like that, but that was a ceiling. As long as you got a dominant defense, but he doesn't have one.
Yeah. I
His
don't
defense
care.
isn't dominant
I-
anymore.
In
So-
every sport, Scott, I always go with the player. I've yet to see a coach win on his. The coaches don't win. In
know
my
they
mind,
don't win,
the
but-
players win.
Look at I know that. I get that. But hear me out on this. It is sometimes a little bit more the coach. I would say maybe 60-40 instead of 50-50 because based on look at what McCoy's done with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
Seriously. They're a fucking dominant team because of the way he had those guys. Did you see the thing that I shared about Leslie Frazier today?
I did.
It's the players, but I would
don't-
say about 60-70% of that is the coach putting them in a scheme in the right positions to win.
But I'm going to
Because
say,
you've got backups coming in and
Yeah.
you're
yeah,
still playing not lights out, but you're playing great defense. To me, I am going to say yes, the player. I'm not going to take their skills away from him, but the coach's scheme, dude. Come
yeah,
on.
yeah. No, they do. I
guess it depends on the situation, really.
I think that's why you end up then disappointed. Not you. People end up disappointed when Josh
Brady has
McDaniel.
proven that it was him more than Belichick. Like Brady proved it.
Josh
He's
McDaniel. What's he's had. I mean, this guy is a big wizard, right? Offensive wizard, McDaniel, and
Yeah, but I'm glad he's failing.
everywhere he goes.
I'm glad.
Um,
I'm glad. 'Cause he was in Denver, right? How long was he in
Yeah.
Denver for? 3-4 years? 3 years?
I feel like it was a short time.
It
Yeah.
wasn't that long. Maybe
No.
it might have been 2 years. And he was gone because he sucked.
Yeah, and here he is
And then
again.
I'll go running back to Belichick like Matt Patricia did. I mean,
But
happens all
you,
the time.
you know what though? I'm going to say this, man. If Mahomes walks out the door on Kansas City and they have to play with I don't know who, I don't care what Andy Reid does. He could do the hat dance over there. They aren't winning.
You put Alex Smith back in as quarterback, they're not winning.
They're not winning. If Josh
They'll
Allen walks,
they'd be like a 500 team probably.
if Josh Allen retires tomorrow, they're not winning. They're not
Absolutely
winning.
not.
And
Oh,
if
dude, if one of those backups has to come in, if Josh Allen gets hurt, we're done.
Or-
We're sunk.
or like there's other teams. There's a whole bunch of them. I mean, my point was that's my only point towards the coaching and the player.
Sure.
It's
Sure.
just
Right.
like you need that quarterback position is so everyone knows it's
Yeah.
the most important. It's like the goalie in hockey. It's just you can't win without
Dude,
it.
if you don't have a quarterback, if you have a quarterback that's like
Can't win.
your team's going to be meh.
Yeah,
You
exactly.
have to have an elite quarterback. You have to get lucky.
And get
It's
them.
all luck. It's all luck.
Sure.
Look at how many phenomenal college players have come out and just shit the bed.
Oh, so many.
Countless.
Yeah.
Ken Dorsey, he's an offensive coordinator. He was a fucking superstar in college.
Right. Yeah.
He wasn't that great in the NFL.
No, there's a bunch.
Yeah, get
There's
off my
so
dog
many.
shit. 1 second.
Yeah, no problem. When you come back, we're going to start picking some games.
Okay.
Robin, we're going to start picking some games.
Okay,
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me put up our standings here. Where are the standings? There we are. All right, so I'm sitting at 8-5. I had a bad week last week. You had a decent week. You're 7-6,
Mm-hmm.
and Scott is 5-6. He's starting to come back.
Yep.
He's starting, so it's close. We are very close in the spitballing. That's all right. Everyone's starting. We're starting to bunch up our records. I see here.
Yeah.
So why don't we go with? Let's see what Robin likes this week. Oh, hold on. No, I can't do that. Wait a minute. Hold on. I can't do that yet. There's no chance. We got to do this. What an entrance. Huh. I love that music. That's an Oscars like music.
Yeah.
That
I
is
like
good. I like that. You did a good job on that, buddy.
Oh, thank you. Robin, let's hear what you have this week.
All right. I got one college game that I like.
Okay, what do you like?
I like Alabama minus 8.5 against Tennessee.
Okay.
And then in the NFL, I like the Browns minus 2.5 against New England, the Bengals minus 3 at the Saints, and the Cardinals minus 2.5 at the Seahawks.
All right. So let's recapping that. You like Alabama minus 8.5. You like the Browns minus 2.5. You like the Cardinals. What are they minus?
2.5.
2.5. And the last one?
The Bengals minus 3.
Okay. Well, Scott, what do you got?
Oh man, I got the barn burner this week, buddy. This is
What do you
my
got?
guarantee of the week. You ready?
Guarantee Robin lock.
My lock of the week.
I love this.
The Jacksonville Jaguars +2 against the Indianapolis Colts. That's got to be illegal. How is that even a thing? How is Jacksonville +2 against the Colts right now? The Colts are a goddamn shit show.
Yeah,
They're terrible, dude.
they are terrible.
The defense of Jacksonville, dude. How you don't take Jacksonville plus the money or +2 points? I'm not telling people to bet on it. Ain't guarantee. But I am certainly going to put my money on that game.
All right, that's a big lock. What else? Anything else you like?
I like Pittsburgh +9.5.
Okay.
That's a lot of points. It went down from 10.
Yeah, it's
I loved it at 10. I like it at 9.5. And I like the Jets +7.5 against Green Bay. I think they can keep it close. That's a lot of points. 7.5. It's that half point. It's that half point, dude.
Yeah.
That half point. I'm telling you, I'm going to hit that one as well.
There you go.
Oh, that's my parlay right now. I'm going to put probably $20 on it as soon as I hang up.
Robin, recap it. Tell me what we got.
Jacksonville +2,
Lock.
Pittsburgh +9.5, and the Jets +7.5.
Awesome. All right. All right. This is what I got. I have 3 college. I got a pro game and maybe 2. I'm still debating it. You don't even know this other one. College, I like Penn State +7 against Michigan. I like Alabama. I actually have 4 college. I'm sorry. Alabama -8.5 against Tennessee. San Jose State -8.5 at Fresno. And I really like Iowa State +16.5 at Texas. I like Cleveland -2.5. And I like Buffalo -2.5. I just think this is it. They're going to win the game.
I think Buffalo's going to win as well.
I think they're going to win. I don't know.
I didn't want to bet Buffalo this week just because I don't want to jinx anything, but I truly believe. I honestly think they're going to win.
I think they win. This is time. This is it. It just makes sense. How many times are they going to win?
I think this is their year, dude. I
But
really truly do.
even just the average of how many times are they going to lose? They're going to win this game. I think they win. I just think they win. It might not be a blowout.
Anything as far as the playoff goes. I mean, as far as
But
playoff
it's
goes, nothing except the head-to-head. But competition-wise, I think
big win for home field advantage. I mean, you want to play these games in Buffalo.
Definitely.
I mean, last year's Jacksonville loss proved a lot because that game should have been in Buffalo last year if they don't lose to Jacksonville. So you got to just
as far as back and forth, it doesn't mean as much as a playoff game. So if
No.
they lost it, I'm not going to cry.
Right. No,
If
it's
I
not.
want them to win, I'd be disappointed, but it's not going to tell me that, in the playoffs, they're going to lose to them again. It doesn't.
It's. I just think it's not even it's there. It's just like they should have really. I mean, 13 seconds. They probably should have won that game last year.
They should have won everything last year.
There was another game they probably should have won. So this is the time they beat Kansas City. They beat them. They beat them. That's all. They beat them. I don't care if it's by 3. It better be by 3. What are they going to win by 1? They're gonna win by 3.
But I think if they win, I think it's going to be more than 3.
If they win by 1, I'm going to lose my mind.
Usually when Buffalo wins, it's by multiple points. It's not usually by – they don't win very many games by like 2 or 3 points.
So it'll be interesting. I do like them this week.
So,
I would
I will say
hesitant.
this. If I'm looking at it right now, because I'm going to bet it in a couple as soon as I hang up.
Mhm.
If you were to take the 3 teams that I picked and put $10 on it, $10 would win you $60.
Well, that's nice. Robin, we got that written down, right?
Yep.
We'll have to do that. Yeah, definitely.
Just saying, it's out there. I'm not telling anybody to bet it, but if you know what, if you already have a DraftKings account or any other place account, throw $5 on it, man. You win $30.
Let me ask both you guys something on a different game that none of us took. What about the Eagles at home? And the Eagles are -6.5. That's what I see it at. But what do you guys?
Honest,
Yeah, what do you think,
I like Dallas with the
You like-
points.
Robin?
I do too.
Do you?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think Philly's destined to lose, and if they're going to lose to somebody, it could be Cooper Rush. He's on a roll.
Dallas's defense is a championship
Dude,
team.
let me just tell you right
So-
now, if Cooper Rush beats Philadelphia, Dak Prescott is not starting anytime soon.
I don't
If
think
he
so.
pulls that shit off, dude,
What's it on Monday night?
he's going to be a goddamn rock star in Philadelphia.
I
mean,
also
Dallas. He is going to be a rock star. People are going to go nuts, and you've got yourself the first controversy of the year.
Dallas's defense is as good as it gets. I mean, that's a really good defense too.
They're
So
rolling too, man.
it'll be interesting. They're better than I thought they were going to be this year. Actually, they're a
You
team.
know what? I think it's because Dak Prescott went out.
Isn't that something? It's
They weren't
possible.
jiving enough. The offense wasn't clicking
But
at all.
that's another guy though who doesn't look the same. I mean, think of the injury he had. That was a horrific, terrible injury.
He definitely came back. Probably they say it takes like a year. It's
I mean,
gonna
that
probably
was the-
be back to himself till next year.
That was almost Alex Smith like. I mean, that's how bad that. And
And everybody says the same. Even OBJ said it when he first came back. He didn't feel.
right,
It takes a year.
I
Feel
like-
and every player I've seen that's ever had those injuries has said the same thing. It takes a year after your surgery, a season after. So you'll go through a season and have maybe a shitty subpar season, and then the next year you're back to trusting it and feeling.
wasn't his ankle pointed the wrong way or his foot.
Oh yeah,
I mean, this was
it was a
brutal.
horrible injury, dude. Yeah,
And I just think that, and I feel bad because I've always been a fan of his. I like Dak Prescott. I like he's a big guy. I
he
always liked
seems
him.
like a good person.
Yeah, and he's a big guy. He throws the ball. I think he's good.
He's another one of those big quarterbacks.
I feel bad that he might have the injuries may have
They might run
Cost-
the rest of his career.
cost him the way it looks. It's just he don't look to me. He don't look the same as I'm saying about Russell Wilson. I get that same feeling with the two, but
I don't know what is going on with Russell Wilson, dude. He took those guys out. He went to Mexico, took them all out to Mexico, and he practiced with them a lot in the offseason.
he don't
That's
look.
why I'm so shocked at what is going on there. Because to have to get that chemistry going that early,
Yeah,
so is he just an asshole and people don't like him? Is that why they're not? I don't know.
yeah. I don't.
You know what I
I don't-
mean? Is he just that guy and they think he's fake? Because that could be it. He comes. I don't know what he's
Yeah.
like in person, so who knows? But maybe these guys think he's fake.
He comes. Well, I mean,
That
I didn't
persona,
realize.
dude. I hate it. I hate that persona. He's the nicest guy in the world, but Jesus Christ, he acts like he's good. Comes out way looks like an angel, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, he's been very religious on Twitter lately.
Oh my God, stop it.
Very odd. Odd.
Stop it.
So one last thing.
He force feeds it on people, and I think that's why people hate him.
One last one is we were just talking about them. Where the hell are they? The Chargers are playing the Broncos on Monday Night Football, and the Chargers are
That should
minus
be a
4.5.
complete destruction.
Chargers,
I think the Chargers should destroy him.
yeah, they should.
I
Once
mean, I
again-
know Bosa's out, but that defense should still.
Khalil Mack must be out because I haven't heard his
Well,
name all
Khalil-
year. No, I just don't think he plays anymore. I don't know what he's doing.
He plays.
He plays. He just doesn't. He doesn't do nothing. He's just there. He's
right.
It was the dumbest.
They made a huge stink about him signing there, and you told me too. You told me that back at the old studio. You said it. You said,
But watching him play for the Bears, he had a great, and he's not even giving that to the Chargers. He's not even giving them that first year excitement. He's probably lost it. Just like we're talking about Dak, we're talking about Russell Wilson. I mean, I don't know. Everyone, you know.
How do you stop if Cooper Rush beats Philadelphia? How do you?
You can't do nothing. Yeah,
how can you justify pulling that guy?
You can't. It'd be crazy. You can't. You cannot do it. You can't.
The weird thing is he immediately came in and played great with the wide receiver. He had a better connection with his wide receivers than Dak did. I don't understand that.
Yeah. I don't either. What school did he go? Damn it, I keep forgetting where Cooper Rush went. But he what
draft pick was he? Was he
like good question. I don't even. Robin, can you find out all that? Yeah, see if I bring up his wiki page there. He'll tell you, I think, real quick. I don't know though. I think
I like his story. I mean, I think it's awesome. I'm happy for him.
Great name.
Yeah, absolutely, dude.
What a football name that is, Rush.
Dude, he's a rock star right now. He's probably like royalty.
Yeah. I mean,
in Dallas. Think about it. He's probably being treated like a king, like Nick Foles was after he won the Super Bowl for Philly with the Philly special, the Philly Dilly or whatever the fuck that.
Yeah, that shit and the double doink bullshit because that shit they should have even won the Super Bowl that year. They should have lost in Chicago with the double doink.
He went to Central Michigan, and he was an undrafted free agent in 2017.
You go.
Look at you, Cooper Rush. You
go, buddy.
Good for him. Good for him. Absolutely. I hope he gets fucking paid. Somebody's going to pay him.
Oh, my God. And that's going to be a mistake, too. You know it.
Jerry might get a little crazy and probably pay him.
But I'm talking.
Somebody will pay him.
Do you remember that?
If he goes on a run, somebody's going to pay him.
Do you remember Scott Mitchell when Dan Marino got hurt and Scott Mitchell came in
1,000%.
and went wild, and then Detroit overpaid and he was terrible? It always happens. I wouldn't want Cooper Rush if you paid me. I would not want him on my team to be my starter.
Hold on a second, buddy. I think my daughter's at my door. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem. I wouldn't want him, Robin.
No.
I don't know. That's just me. Like, doesn't it feel like if he was a starter somewhere, it'd be different?
Yes.
Like it would be really a different. I don't know. There's something about that. There's something about a guy who comes in but doesn't. There, even with him game planning right now, it just feels different.
Right.
If it becomes Cooper Rush's team somewhere, I hope someone does it. I remember Seattle. They did it with that guy.
Dude, that would be a better story than Tom Brady.
Yeah, Seattle. Remember Seattle? The guy for the Packers, Flynn, his last name was Flynn. He played 3 good games. Seattle overpaid for him. And then he
came from Green Bay, didn't he?
Yeah, that's another guy.
I remember that.
As soon as someone, Matt Flynn, as soon as someone, I don't know if the league's like that anymore, though. There was a time where it was.
I know, I remember. Oh, my God, all the Cinderellas were getting money.
Yeah.
Dude, look what Buffalo did with Rob Johnson.
Right?
Perfect example. He had one game where he lit it up. Oh, let's open up that checkbook, get that guy over here. I mean,
that's because we're all.
I wish he would have played better. I kind of liked Rob Johnson, but
we were all, and we all are as fans and as teams are just as bad. We all are looking. Teams go without quarterbacks for 40 years. I mean, forever.
Dude, we king everybody.
So of course
we king everybody.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Oh, I did it to Trubisky.
I mean, if you think you have a shot, if you think you're gonna go to your grave defending him. You know, dude. Can I just tell you one more thing? I hate Nick Wright. I fucking hate that guy.
Yeah.
Dude, it's because you know why? He unnecessarily shits all over Josh Allen.
I wonder why. What reason?
He has this. I don't know, dude. Like last year, he was like, you know what? I'm done. Josh Allen's awesome. I'm not going to give him a hard time. Last year, I saw him say that. I'm not going to give him a hard time anymore, dude. He's awesome. Blah 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 blah. And then he's right back to shitting all over him again.
I wonder what. I'd love to know what. Like what could possibly have happened. For you know what I mean? Like that's weird to me.
I don't know. When you look like Nick Wright,
you
should be nicer.
You should be nice.
Every picture on Twitter of him has been manufactured into a big penis for a nose because he's got quite a soul.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I know who you're talking. I know. I don't get it. I don't get
He's
what.
an idiot, dude. He's those pompous guys who act like they know everything.
Yeah,
You know.
yeah, yeah. I can't. Yeah, I can't even imagine why they'll like to pick a. It's the worst guy to take. And the reason why I say that is it's Buffalo. They finally. I mean,
they'll never give him credit
makes
for
no
anything
sense.
he does good. Never.
Weird.
Like, they will sit there and talk, and he will give them. He will figure out a way to not give Josh Allen any credit for wins. Dude,
Strange.
I watched him do it. I've watched it 100 times. He does it all the time.
Have. All right.
Yeah.
We should probably go home, or you should go back to our.
Yeah,
wherever
I got company. So
all right. Let's get out of here. Real quick, remember tomorrow, everybody, Falls Count Anywhere. We have a guest at 2:00. It'll be released. And we'll be back.
Jacksonville over in Indianapolis.
And that's the lock.
Jacksonville is going to destroy Indianapolis.
Robin, do you have any locks over there? Do you have a lock? I didn't. Is there anything that you think is just better than everything else?
I would say probably Alabama.
Alabama.
Yeah.
You got one, John?
I kind of do. Oh God, I hate ever putting this on the. It's probably Buffalo. I really think we're going to end up.
Really?
I just can't see it. I
love it.
It's just too many games that you lose to Kansas City. It's due. You're due. Let's just go with that.
I think
they're overdue.
Kansas City's winning games. I think it's at some point it's going to come back to haunt them. You can only play like that for so long before it catches up to you.
Yeah,
you can't throw the ball to Kelsey for every single fucking play. And then his wideouts Juju's not doing anything really.
No. 4 touchdowns.
And the other ones, Scanling. Marquez Valdes-Scantling. I mean, he's great. He's a good wide receiver. He's in the NFL. Don't get me wrong, but he doesn't have the cast around him that he had before. And he's got Mecole Hardman, right? He's got Hardman there still.
Yeah, I just think it's time. Like I said, it's just the average. To me, it's just they're overdue.
I think this is Buffalo's year.
And
I really do. I really, more than any other time I've ever felt that way. This is the time. I think this is the year they take it.
Well, that'll be good for you. I hope so. For you,
sure will be, but Jesus Christ, if it doesn't, I'll be crying in my corner. Probably.
Well, it'll be next year, though. We've been saying I've been saying that.
I'm so sick of saying next year, John.
I
already had an opportunity to raise that.
Yeah, well,
I have not.
I'm guessing I never will. So, anyways, I'm guessing it's not happening from what I see. Why don't we go? All right, I'll talk to you. I got to call. I'll be calling you later.
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, take care, everybody.
See ya.